Geometrydash can be played in many ways, whether that be a mouse, keyboard, phone, banana. There's a lot of diversity when it comes to playing GD, since the game only requires a few buttons at most. Today, I'll be going over the major ways to play GD and putting them to the test on a tier list, although this is completely subjective. So let's get into the first type. The mouse. It's what most Steam users tend to use since it's easily accessible and is very simple to use. I used to be a long-time user of a mouse and I found it pretty fun. The mouse I currently use is the Corsair Guitar Pro XT, which is wired and works smoothly for the past 4 years. The mouse is a solid option, but there are many downsides. The mouse is generally limiting with what you can control. For example, on keyboards you can control where you want it to click. I'll get more into that later. But the mouse, you just kind of click. You don't really have many customization controls over it. At a top level play, mouse just isn't the best choice, due to being how much is held back. I know this isn't a fair comparison, but mouse can't play platformers on its own, while many other types mentioned later can. Overall, the mouse is a solid pick to start off, but I wouldn't nearly call it the best, sitting at B tier. Playing on a keyboard has been a new thing at a top level play, and I can kinda see the reason. There's a lot more you can customize with the keyboard, such as how long you would want it to click, such as rapid trigger, which is when you click a switch multiple times before it fully retracts, which internally improves the player. The keyboard I currently use is the Royal Clutch L75, which is a 75% mechanical keyboard that comes in 3 different switch variants. Tactile, where you feel the bump when you press it, linear, and silent. Thanks to Royal Clutch, they sent this over for me. I've been an avid Royal Clutch user, so I enjoy their keyboards a ton. This retro looking keyboard is a great choice if you're looking to play GD, although Royal Clutch has many other keyboards on their website. The keyboard just sounds amazing, just take a listen. This keyboard has a total of 700 hours of battery life, and it looks amazing. There's a 20% off code right now called L7520, but using the code SIDEWRONGLICKS10, you can get an additional 10% off. Thank you so much, Royal Clutch, for sending this over. On a general level, keyboards are way more customizable, and you can change the keycaps, size, switches, and make it feel the best way you want it to be. On top of that, keyboards can also play platformers, as well as play with any key you want. Keyboards are very diverse, which finds itself in A tier. The controller is not something you hear very often. It feels choppy and hurts the finger, especially when playing at higher CPS levels. Yeah, I'm talking to you, carpal tunnel. The controller was used by many people years ago, although now it has just faded away due to many other alternatives being a lot better. A positive about the controller is that platforms are really fun to control since it feels authentic while playing with a controller. Overall, I don't really have much to say about the controller. It isn't the best pick you can go with, so I'll have to go with C tier. A new playstylist came around the corner, which is using Sayodevices. Sayodevices are small keyboards with around 3 keys. On its own, it's really cool since usually they contain more control over switches than usually a keyboard could. Its original intention was to play Osu, although many GD players have shifted to it due to its high polling rate, which is how often a device sends signals back to the computer after it gets an input. Sayo was an A tier, but there is one product that might just be better. This is the Wooting UWU. I regret saying that. This product right here is the Wooting UWU Stealth and is a keyboard I've been using for the past year, and I can confidently say it's well worth it. The Wooting has a polling rate of 8,000, which is just insane. It uses rapid trigger like I mentioned before, which is extremely useful. It also has advanced keys, an adjustable activation point, and a lighter lacquer switches. There are also 3 extra buttons you can customize, an insane RGB lighting around the whole keyboard, and collectible keycaps. I forgot to mention this earlier, but both Wooting and Sayodevices can play platformers since platformer only requires 3 keys, and they all have 3 keys. So that's just a pretty cool thing since I actually play platformers using my Wooting. Anyways, let's just get back to this video. This is one of the best devices I've ever used, and I have to give it an S tier. Thank you so much, Wooting, for sending me over this product. Link is in the description if you want to purchase both the Wooting and the keyboard. I highly recommend it. And those were all the major ways of playing GD that I wanted to cover. I know majority of the player base is on mobile, so I'll give them C tier along with controllers since they're basically impossible to build on and way less precise. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I have a Discord server where I do level requests in the description, and if I find good levels I send them to moderators. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye, gamers.